Hi, everyone. This is my week 6 weekly reflection. First, I'd like to talk about the Ada and Campoy book, which was Unit 5. I read about the different books um, in this area, and the one that books by the teachers was Becoming a Professional. It was called I Wasn't Always a Teacher book, and I like this one for personal reasons. But the book, a quote from the book: sometimes the road to achieving a goal is a long one, and the students can benefit from hearing those stories. The next book was the book by the students of How We Will Make the World a Better Place. The purpose is to allow the students to express their personal responsibility in regards to justice, equality, and peace. Both of these books allow the author and students to describe and express their feelings. The author also will use their critical thinking skills through the use of discussing equality, inclusion, respect for self, and respect for others. Moving on to Tabor. Chapter 5 talks about the individual differences in learning a second languages. It talks about Wong Fillmore, who did a study in 1979, and it was after her studies she came to the conclusion about individual differences and how they were the reason behind the learning differences in learning the language. Some of the factors were exposure, and again, a quote from the book: the amount of time spent in contact with the new language is important in terms of speed with which the child may acquire the language. Another factor is age. The younger the child, the more they will likely hold on to their home language. And some reasons for this are cognitive capacity is not as large as older children, and they stay in the nonverbal stage longer. Another reason or factor would be personality. Some children are more outgoing, and some are more reserved. My own reflection is the reason why I had picked the one book by the teacher in Ada Campoy is my journey has been a long one. I had to figure out who I was, and then but I never lost sight of continuing my education and pursuing a career. It just took me a while to figure out which career I wanted to pursue. And stories like this by the teacher for the children can be inspiring and comforting to the children, because some kids need to know that it's okay that they don't have it all figured out. And for the books by the students, it can help to teach the students understanding of differences, and it also can help to teach empathy. In the Tabor book, I see the individual differences every day in my classroom with my kids. I think in regards to exposure, both, as I mentioned before, the teachers are only speak English, so there's more exposure to English, where some of the other classes that we have, the teachers speak other languages to the children. Age, students are coming out of their nonverbal stage, and they're learning to express their wants and their feelings verbally. And my age group that I have with the young 4-year-olds, it's a big encouragement at that age to push children to express their feelings. We try to teach them to work through their problems amongst each other instead of coming to tell the teacher. So a lot of that comes, before with learning English too. Personality wise, we had two different Chinese girls. One is a older 3 and one is a younger 4. The families of these two girls are friends, but they have two completely different personalities. One little girl, the younger one, is a very outgoing and very vocal, and her English is very good. And then there is our other one who is she's the older one of the two, but she's very reserved and suffers from a lot of anxiety. So she is still learning how to verbalize what she wants and what she feels. And her English has taken a little bit longer from the other child too.